Stalker here. So I thought I'd tell you a little story, kind of funny, not motorcycle related, but it was just one of the humorous things that happens in your life. And I was down in Pennsylvania, somewhere near Pittsburgh, attending a sporting event, not a bike race, but something else, and was out there with a bunch of friends. We had all carpooled down, and we met up with a bunch of our friends from the US. So we're at the event doing our stuff and whatnot, and we're packing up to go. And of course, the most important thing about, you know, any sort of sporting event with your friends is where are we going to eat. So we were talking about it, but where we were, it was about 10 miles away from the nearest city or town that actually had a food place that wouldn't have been closed down by any reputable health authority. So our two American buddies hopped in their truck and boogied off down the road to go find a place. So we're all loading up our truck. We came down my buddy's Suburban, and we're just getting ready to leave and get a phone call from our buddies, and said, you know, the typical American, where are you at? And so we told him we just leaving the place, and he says okay. So says we're in town, we'll call you as soon as we find a place. So we driving down the road a couple miles, and all of a sudden the phone rings again. He says, okay, found a place, but one of you guys has to be the governor of Ontario. And we sort of like, what? They said, well, we wanted to get a place and they wouldn't seat us until I mentioned that we had the governor of Ontario here. So one of you people got to be the governor of Ontario. Now, of course, the first thing my wife says is, there's no governor of Ontario, they'll know right away. And then of course she didn't get the words right out, or finished getting the sentence out of her mouth, and all of a sudden she remembered, oh yeah, Americans. We have a show up here called Rick Mercer's something report, and he used to do a bit talking to Americans, and he'd go down there and, you know, ask them questions like, you know, our national igloo is melting, and you know, should we rebuild it, or should we make something else, or should we try to air condition it to keep it from melting? And of course the Americans, you know, they're all nice and polite, but they don't really know what's going on outside their own city or state in most cases. And it's actually, you know, Canadians might be a little more knowledgeable, but again, they don't really, other than what happens in the big cities and the various provinces, we don't have a clue what goes on. So I'm not giving them grief for that. So anyways, we pull in, and our friends meet us in the parking lot. I said, okay, which one is going to be the governor? So we elected our buddy Larry, because he was actually the only one in a proper shirt. The rest of us were all in t-shirts, and we looked slightly less grubby, but, you know, not political cleanliness type. So he said, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going in, our other buddy Larry's going to be in the front, our other buddy is on the back. He says, you don't look at anybody, don't talk to anybody, just come straight in, go straight ahead, we'll take care of the rest. So we go on in, and you know, immediately as soon as we go into this back room, and we didn't even know this restaurant chain had a back room, but apparently they do. And all the waiters came in, took our orders, and then, you know, shortly, a little while later, they all came in with our food all at once. Like everybody, every waiter in the place. And we're like, what the heck is going on? So the next day we were back at the event for day 2, and we're asking our buddy American friend Larry, what the heck was going on there? And he says, okay, they wouldn't give us the room until we mentioned that we were in the security detail for the governor of Ontario. then all of a sudden they'd give us the room. Now, my American buddy Larry had been in the U.S. Army, had been a Virginia State police officer, had been another type of police officer, and really law enforcement, authoritarian type guy. Nice guy too, but. And the other guy, all I can really say about him is we're about 99% certain he was a spy. Nicest guy you ever met, very friendly type. But the only thing I can actually tell you about the guy is that he was very nice and he liked good scotch and a good cigar. Have no idea where he's from, have no idea, you know, where he works or anything like that. I had my suspicions, but he wouldn't confirm or deny stuff. But it was really funny hearing him talk to my other friends, and I was hearing them telling him stuff I'd never heard from him. So obviously this guy knew interrogation techniques to the T. But anyways, it was a very interesting dinner and event. The sporting event we went to actually ended up being really fun. It was a great memory, but it was just one of those weird things that happens to happen around me when I hook up with my my American friend Larry, who is a great guy, but man oh man. So anyways, that's a little short story of one of the weird things that happened when I wasn't racing motorcycles. DeathsStalker signing off.